Welcome back. We have Karla Pearce joining us once again on the show. We're going to be doing some painting. Welcome back.
Thank you. It's always a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, it's great to have you on. We're doing something very spring motivated, spring inspired. Inspiration is the word I was looking for. And this is sort of your specialty, isn't it?
I love the irises. They're my favorite flower.
Yes.
And this particular bunch of them were kind of funny. They didn't bloom last year, and I was like really annoyed, so I dug them up and I hucked them in my pond. I literally just tossed them in.
Yeah.
This year they're blooming.
They're blooming out of the water.
They're blooming right out of the water.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I know. I was really excited,
happen.
so I had to, you know, take a picture, and then this picture worked out. So I'm painting
the
it.
Picture. Is this the one that grew out of the water?
Yeah, that's the one that I hucked in the water because I was mad at it, and then it bloomed.
Treat them mean and keep them keen, right?
Yeah.
Like, who would have thought that a flower would come out of the water and sprout? I didn't know that was the case.
Yeah,
I thought they needed soil.
They sure showed me.
Well, it's a beauty.
Yeah,
it's a beauty.
Yeah.
I have some irises on my property as well, and they're beautiful. They're quite fleeting in that they only bloom for a small amount of time, and then they're gone again for the rest of the year.
Yeah, I love them though. They're really lovely flowers.
Yeah, they are beautiful.
So this is one of my faves. I'm gonna sketch that one out for sure.
Okay, good. Let's get started.
You want to go? All right.
And then we'll talk about the artisan market in a second.
Oh, for sure. So I'm just gonna use a smaller size brush and maybe a little bit of blue just to get going. And as always, I like to sketch directly on the canvas. Now I'll tell you something. There's 3 magic numbers in painting. It's 1, 3, and 5. So I'm going to start with the number 1 because that's in the center.
Okay.
And then we're going to go a couple of petals here. So that's 3. And then these ones kind of come out like this.
So you mean there's either 1, 3, or 5 main objects in any painting?
In any painting.
Really?
Isn't that kind of a neat thing?
Yeah.
And then we're gonna do one up here as well. And I'm just doing this like from memory again, but of the iris, and then we'll play with it a bit more, you know, as it goes along, and the basic shape of it. But it's all things in nature can become quite mathematical. I mean, they are, really. You know, if you look at the spirals and the things like that. So naturally, it creates a very simple composition, but it's very even as well. So we have one object, but we have 3 parts to the object, creating 5.
That's awesome. And then you build on that.
Yes, that's correct.
And is that how you teach people to paint as well?
Yeah, a lot of the time, yes. Yeah. So 1, 3, and 5, those are numbers. There's little tricks that you can learn in composition. I mean, you can go to school and, you know, spend a lot of time and learn it inside and out, but if you just remember 1, 3, and 5 as your basic numbers, for any composition, it'll work.
Good to know. In all of the time you've been coming, I've not heard this, so this is good.
Yeah, and so there's like, without even looking at the iris, there's a basic shape of the iris that I'll play with and modify and change it so it's a little more organic, because life and all living things, you know, have that basis of growing, but there's variety and changes and alterations in it. So in order to make it look real, you have to put those imperfections into the perfect.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So learning how to paint is something that Karla does, and she is teaching people how to paint at McDonald Park right now. We have a video here sort of depicting the latest and greatest from the artisan market, which has been taking place over at McDonald Park. How's it going so far?
Oh, it's great. Last week we had the Lutheran Church that came and did a service with about 200 people and a barbecue outside that joined us, and it was just amazing. We had so much fun, and it's been a long time since I've heard a gospel choir sing. We were all so happy there to have them, and really nice people. The market itself is getting to be quite busy. We've got some buskers and lots of artists in there, home-based businesses, entrepreneurs. They are, I think, Kamloops' best and brightest people that are out there in this little market space, enjoying the sunshine and doing what they love.
That's fantastic. And so this again, for reminding people, is on Saturdays.
Sunday.
Sorry, it's Sunday.
That's it. Yeah, Sunday from 9 till 2.
Sundays.
And Saturday is the farmers market
downtown. That's right. That way you can go to both.
Yeah, you can go to both. So this one's on the North Shore, and then of course the one downtown. And yeah, we have lots of fun people here. This girl's really sweet. She's been supported by Work BC, and she's just come along really wonderful with her little rocks and things. And
that's awesome.
And jewelry, all kinds of stuff in there.
Opportunities for everybody, right?
That's right. I want everybody down there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We'll pull out of the footage. Thank you very much for that to the downstairs. We're going to let you get started on your painting.
Awesome.
I know that the time crunch is always on.
Oh, yeah.
You always finish well ahead of time, but I know you want to get started. Anything else you want to mention before we throw to a break?
No, we're good. We're going to throw some green in the background pretty quick here.
Great. Thank you for being here.
Right
If
on.
you are interested in learning more about Karla Pearce and some of the opportunities to learn how to paint, Sundays are one of them, but you can contact her directly. Otherwise, karlapearce.com, her email as well on the screen right now, art@karlapearce.com. We are back after a quick break. Stay with us. Mainly cloudy in the Camels area, trying to spit about, well, 20 minutes ago I was outside. It is a little bit wet and we're looking for a chance of showers this afternoon. Before we get into the weather though, we're going to check in with Karla Pearce, who is busy painting a beautiful floral picture today. Karla, how's it going?
Oh, it's going really good. I'm just finishing up with some of the background here. I always want to drop in the background before I put in the foreground, so it just gives me a nice bed to pop that iris in.
It's beautiful. I'm going to guess that that iris is going to really pop. Like that's going to be like a bright blue, bright purple. So
you got it, right
good.
Against that greeny, yellowy color. It's going to be gorgeous.
Yeah. And as mentioned from a previous paint, you often do the background first and then come forward. Is that right?
Yeah. So the furthest away to the closest to us.
Nice. Okay, we won't distract you for too long. You've got about 23 minutes, but there's no pressure.
No pressure.
Okay, Karla, thank you. Welcome back. Cool as a cucumber. Karla Pearce has finished her picture. We're going to get a close-up of it. It's gorgeous. I love the colors. They're beautiful. Let's check it out. Or there it is.
Yeah.
Beauty. And you had time to spare today.
Well, the size of the canvas is a lot smaller. Remember those big ones I used to bring in with the enormous paintbrushes, and I'd like map out the floor.
There's a lot going on.
There was a lot going on. These ones are smaller. They're quick, and you put this neat little thing on me now, and I can walk back from it. As before, I was tethered.
You were tethered.
I was.
The cordless mic making a difference every day.
Technology,
right?
you know.
It is. It's true. It's technology. So yeah, we're glad to have that. Let's go back to the original picture. I think that we do have that.
Yeah,
there it is.
Yeah.
See, I almost like the painted version better.
Well, yay, mission accomplished.
Absolutely.
Because the artist's job is to interpret the world around them, not reproduce it. So that's always what I say, always what I try to teach, you know, in the classes, is to allow yourself go into the painting. Otherwise, we're just duplicating something. We want to interpret it.
That's right. And it's less stressful if you're not trying to make it exactly the way it was found to begin with, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And my original mathematical type drawing evolved, but this one is, you know, the top petals, I've curved some of them in, and the dark areas is where the petal curves over and in. And that's another thing, you know, where the light's hitting, so the light, it'll always be light on one side of the petal and dark on the other. And that's another one that you can, you know, there's little rules and tips you can pick up here and then for painting, which is also something that I do.
Absolutely.
Is teach art classes,
right? And let's talk about this weekend's class at McDonald Park. This is going to be the picture that she is going to be recreating. So quick tips on how you're going to teach this, because this is beauty.
Well, this one is actually really quite simple. It's the landscapes are a bit easier to do than the florals. So we start with a background, we do the sky, and then we duplicate the sky in the water, because the water is always reflecting what's going on above it. And just a hint darker, we land in the mountains, and then we pull in the trees at the end. And I know that sounds overly simple, but it is. It's a step-by-step process, and you just work your way through the painting until you're done. Yeah.
Karla did this on Midday, what, 1 or 2 paints ago, right?
You know, it only didn't take that long, and I think that is the complete painting. I don't think I touched that at all.
I don't think you did either.
No, these ones tend to remain complete. I take them home and I usually look at them and go, yeah, I'm just going to varnish that, and that'll be the end of it. Because well, a lot of the time when you're in the mode and you're painting a certain way and your palette's a certain way, so it can be very spontaneous. If you go back to it the next day, it's only little things. It's easy to overwork it and then kill it.
Yes.
New painting.
Yeah, and you don't want to do that. So we have about another minute. We want to remind people, Artisan Market is on Sundays, McDonald Park. Opportunity to do so much with the arts world, but also that's where you're painting.
Yes, painting right there under the gazebo from 3 to 5 every Sunday.
Lovely.
And you register on my website beforehand. If you don't register, there might not be a class. So always register. You can pay at the class, but I need to know that people are coming.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't know. People always want to do things last minute, you know, and I am guilty of that too. I absolutely absolutely admit it.
But you need to know how much paint to bring and how much
That's
canvases to bring and
That's
all
right.
these
Those
things,
kinds
right?
of things.
Yeah, beautiful setting to be painting in.
Oh, yeah, and
Yeah.
the market too. I mean, they're just going hand in hand. And if you want to talk to artists about things or to see what they're making in this community, this is another venue. You can just go there, hang out, meet all the artists, meet the people that are making the things, right? Like that, and supporting your local economy. We've got cookies and hot dogs and all sorts of good things there. So, I mean, it's a whole afternoon. Then you can play in the water park.
That's right.
Yeah.
I know, everybody wins. Fantastic.
Yeah, everybody wins.
Awesome. KarlaPearce.com if you are looking to learn how to paint or brush up on your painting or get some inspiration. Karla is very talented, can help you out there. And again, 3 to 5 painting, but you got to phone ahead and let her know that you might be coming down. So that information is there on the screen. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Gorgeous picture today.
Thank you.
Yeah.
My pleasure.
Yeah, fantastic.